In the shadowed heart of a forgotten European village lies an ancient labyrinth, said to be cursed and alive with spirits that whisper tales of love lost and hearts broken. The villagers believe that once you enter, you can never leave. However, the maze is not without its attractions, especially to those who are in love, drawn by an old legend of two star-crossed lovers who defied death itself. Centuries ago, there were two young souls, Isabella, the beautiful daughter of a wealthy merchant, and Alaric, a humble blacksmith. Their love was pure but forbidden due to their differing social standings, yet they found solace in the labyrinth, a secret meeting place where they could escape the prying eyes of society. Under the cover of night, they would steal away to the labyrinth's center, where an ancient oak tree stood, a silent witness to their vows of eternal love. But their love was soon discovered by Isabella's father, who was enraged by the thought of his daughter being with someone so beneath her station. He had Alaric imprisoned and sentenced to death, hoping to force Isabella into an arranged marriage with a wealthy suitor. Desperate and heartbroken, Isabella made a pact with an ancient spirit that haunted the labyrinth, a spirit that was said to grant wishes at a terrible cost. On the eve of Alaric's execution, Isabella went to the labyrinth, calling out to the spirit. She pleaded for a way to save her beloved, offering her own life in return. The spirit appeared, a shadowy figure with glowing eyes, and granted her wish, but with a dark twist. The spirit agreed to save Alaric, but in exchange, they would both be bound to the labyrinth for eternity, never to leave, but also never to age or die. The next day, when the guards went to fetch Alaric for his execution, they found his cell empty. He had vanished without a trace, leaving only a single black feather in his place. Isabella, too, was gone, her bed empty except for a wilted rose. The villagers whispered that the lovers had been taken by the labyrinth, and soon the legend of the cursed lovers began to grow. Over the years, many have entered the labyrinth, lured by the promise of love or the thrill of the unknown. Some say they hear whispers of the lovers as they wander through the maze, voices that warn them to turn back before it's too late. Others claim to have seen ghostly figures, Isabella with her flowing white dress, and Alaric with his soot-stained hands, forever searching for each other, but never able to reunite. As the legend grew, so did the labyrinth's reputation. It became a place where only the bravest or the most foolish dared to venture. Some entered in search of the lovers, hoping to break the curse or to find the treasure that was rumored to be hidden at the labyrinth's heart, but none returned. In the present day, the story of Isabella and Alaric is just a tale told to scare children, a ghost story to entertain tourists. But one stormy night, a young couple, Clara and Daniel, finds themselves in the village. They're on a road trip, looking for adventure, and they've heard about the labyrinth. Intrigued by the legend and undeterred by the warnings, they decide to explore it. As they enter the labyrinth, they're immediately struck by its eerie silence. The walls seem to close in around them, and the path twists and turns in impossible ways. The air grows colder, and soon they begin to hear the whispers, soft, barely audible, but growing louder with each step they take. The labyrinth seems to play tricks on their minds, leading them in circles, making them doubt their own senses. The shadows seem to move, and they catch glimpses of figures just out of the corner of their eyes. The whispers grow louder, more insistent, until they can make out the words, "Help us, find each other." Clara and Daniel realize that the spirits of Isabella and Alaric are still trapped within the labyrinth, bound by the curse. The lovers are trying to reunite, but the labyrinth keeps them apart, twisting their paths so they can never find one another. Determined to help, Clara and Daniel push forward, ignoring the growing sense of dread that fills the air. They reach the center of the labyrinth, where the ancient oak tree still stands, gnarled and twisted. There, they see the ghostly forms of Isabella and Alaric, reaching out to each other but always just out of reach. Clara and Daniel, understanding the pain of being separated from the one you love, decide to break the curse. With trembling hands, they join the spirits, guiding them together. As Isabella and Alaric's hands finally touch, the labyrinth begins to shake. the walls crumbling as if the very ground is rejecting the curse. The spirits smile, finally at peace, and as they fade away, the labyrinth collapses in on itself, leaving Clara and Daniel standing in an open field where the maze once was. The curse is broken, and the lovers are finally free, their spirits now at rest. Clara and Daniel, their bond strengthened by the experience, leave the village, forever changed by their encounter with the lovers in the labyrinth. They carry with them the story of Isabella and Alaric, a tale of love so strong that not even death could keep them apart.